Well, following the season debut of Insider Trading, how about the season debut of our segment, the Insider Trading After Show? Today's special guest, TSN Hockey analyst Frankie Corrado. Late news coming out of Dallas. Thomas Harley has signed the RFA with the Stars. It's a 2-year deal with $4 million on the AAV. Jim Nill, the GM there, quietly getting his business done. How do you like the deal for the player and the team, Frankie?
Listen, it's what the player has to take at that point. Like, this is a team that's trying to win a Stanley Cup right now, and in that situation, it makes sense to try and bridge that player because you bring the AAV down a little bit. It gives you a little more money to spend this season if you can as you approach the trade deadline, and it's just a little bit more than Evan Bouchard got per year on his year bridge that he got with the Edmonton Oilers. So really, it's right on line with what the comparables would have been on a 2-year deal for Thomas Harley at this point.
Okay, let's talk about Cole Perfetti. A lot of Jets fans concerned about him. He's an RFA, and I'm curious if this Harley deal, Frankie, is a nice comparison for you to a potential bridge deal between Perfetti and the Jets.
I'm not sure the two are quite comparable. One's a defenseman who plays, he's going to play on the top pair with Miro Heiskanen, have a lot of responsibility. The other is a player in Cole Perfetti who has shown some promise, but has seen, a limited role and at times been out of the lineup, still trying to prove himself to a certain degree, but also has shown flashes that he can play, Jay, and probably deserves more of an opportunity and more of a role on this Jets team moving forward. Like, if you looked at a short-term deal for Cole Perfetti, it's got to be somewhere around the, 2.75 to $3 million range. And if a longer term deal, then is it in the high 4s, low 5s? Like, that's probably where it has to live, somewhere in there. It really just depends, what the appetite is for the team to have Perfetti on a longer term deal, or if they want to see him prove himself more with a little more responsibility this season. I think Cole Perfetti deserves that. He deserves more of a role on this team. He had 19 goals last year, and a lot of the times, he was playing lower in the lineup and even saw himself out of the lineup. He deserves more of an opportunity with the Winnipeg Jets this year.
And he's being a good sport, too. A lot being made of the fact that despite he doesn't have a contract, yet he is the Jets representative on their recent NHL media tour. So good on Perfetti for that one. Guys, this is exciting. Frankie's going to be back later in the show, and we will debut a signature segment for Frankie Corrado, his own segment on the show. He was such a sensation last year. We've created Frankie's own segment. We will debut that later on this edition of SportsCenter. You won't want to miss it.